you see people online saying, why they couldn't come up with a name. we can come up with a name, but we're just trying to, we're resetting, going back to the beginning.
Yeah, it is kind of a reset, I think. Well, considering it's coming out on the 9th of January, we should have tried to release it on the 8th. Keep it all 8s.
Yeah, there you go. Because it's our 8th record.
Yeah,
what he's getting at. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I love the teasers, the videos that came out, like getting a hold of Kennedy. How much of a truth is there to those videos?
I think a little bit of truth. I am kind of hard to get a hold of. I'm notoriously bad with returning texts and calls, and so there's some truth to it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was hilarious to see it.
I thought my mom kind of stole the show.
Yeah.
I was like, who's that lady that played your mom? That's my mom. And she rolled in there and just knocked it out in no time and owned it. She's never done any acting or anything. Oh. And I was like, wow, Mom, you missed your call.
It's never too late.
Right.
He will call you back. Now, it's always interesting with you guys to kind of hear how you got everybody involved and in time to make this album.
Yeah, no, we plan well ahead now. We understand that we need to work about 2 years in advance to make sure everything has a window. And this record was special because we planned to go out to Los Angeles to 5150 Studios, so we scheduled that time, and it was a dream come true for us.
Yeah, because Wolfie gave you the keys, right, to the studio, or?
Hell yeah, he gave us the keys. We trashed the place. Yeah, he did. He was kind enough to let us, use it. It was amazing. I mean, it was a total trip for me, just sitting there and looking at, there's like just the history.
Yeah.
And I grew up with those records. I'm doing this because of those records, and here I am. Mark and I think in particular, because guitar guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was pretty special.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar with the studio, it's Eddie's old home studio, right? But now it's like evolved to something big. How is that place? I've never been there either.
It's just like it's not some super fancy high tech thing. It's just like friends coming together to put together this cool vibey studio, and it's when you're walking through it, they'll say, here's where Roth did his vocals, and here's where Alex played track drums, and it's just amazing to when you're in there, the vibe and the inspiration when you're sitting there looking up at the walls and seeing the drum heads or the whatever it is that these guys used. It inspires you to be a better band.
Yeah, but was it planned for you to make the whole album there in whatever time it took, or did it change during?
The plan was to come together and do pre-production there, and then do the drums there. So, and then we would finish in Florida at Elvis's studio. So we were there for about 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. And the pre-production is the most important part. I mean, that's when you the four of us get together with Elvis and assemble the songs, take the parts that Mark and I have, and we put it together and make sure that it all works. And so, because of the kind of the ghosts of records past that have been made there, I really feel like it helped elevate the whole process. It's just because like I think I was kind of standing in the vicinity where Eddie used to stand when when they'd be doing that stuff, and the gravity of that is hard to express.
Yeah.
So I think it helped us. It motivated us to try and make a better record.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Wolfie, was here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked a lot about the music video for the end song where you're in it, Myles.
Yeah.
As a zombie, also. And you kind of hit someone with a bottle in the head. How was that?
That's hard. Yeah. I didn't realize those bottles. Have you ever seen those bottles that they use in movies? They're very fragile. So the first time when I went to go hit him, my hand kind of clenched up and just the bottle broke in my hand. They're really, really easy to break. So the hard part was, it was really hard to hit him and make it look like it hit him without actually hitting him. It was a lot more difficult than I thought. But the makeup part for becoming the zombie the next day, that was amazing, because Selena, my wife, is a massive Walking Dead fan.
Yeah.
So we got to go to the same place where and it's the same people who were involved with all of that, did our makeup, and it was incredible. So we 2 hours sat there in a chair for 2 hours and did the makeup, and
This is like getting a tattoo, pretty much.
kinda. Yeah. You just sit there patiently and let them do their magic. And but Selena, I mean, geez, she made she was a vampire, and there's a part where she rips this guy's neck out in the video. I have that on my phone. I'll show that to you. It's amazing because she's so believable, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea she had this, kind of the side of her where she.
That's funny. And speaking of zombies, I talked to a girl yesterday about if she ever thought about what she would do if there's a zombie apocalypse, and it feels like a lot of people talks about that. Have you been thinking about it or talked within the band sometimes? What should we do if there's a zombie apocalypse coming?
Well, COVID was kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think I'd want to go. I'd want to die first.
First. Now, Mark, last time we met, you guys kind of gave the thumbs up for the Creed reunion at Sweden Rock. How was it when you came back after it was 12 years hiatus?
Yeah,
right?
no, it was crazy to see the crowd wasn't a bunch of old people coming back that used to come see us. It was a lot of younger people. When Scott would ask the crowd how many folks are seeing Creed for the first time, it was almost every hand.
Oh wow!
So it's definitely a TikTok and social media sensation that really brought people back to the shows.
Yeah. I read there's a buzz about people wanting you to play the halftime show at Super Bowls.
Well, same with Metallica. And, I think there's all these AI generated ads now going out anytime something like that happens. But we wouldn't say no. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Last year was also Alter Bridge's 20th anniversary for the album One Day Remains, and also for the whole band. How did that feel like when you thought about it? Because probably it comes up a lot, like last year. Like when you think about it, how does
makes me realize that I'm old. 20 years is a long time. Yeah. No, I think the thing that is I don't know if I realized how in a way unique it is that it's not just 20 years, but 20 years with all 4 original members. Yeah. So none of us have kicked the bucket. None of us have left the band. So that's kind of
unique.
It is kind of unique. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
We made I remember some list we made of bands that have survived the longest with original members. We were one of the top 5 bands.
Do you remember who else was on that?
CC Top.
CC Top?
Probably.
Yeah. That's a long time for those
Yeah, they
guys.
did 50 years.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. I don't know if we're going to make it to that point,
but when you first started out, you guys contacted Myles, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How did that go? Do you remember?
It was good. Yeah, I remember driving in a car with my buddy, and we were thinking which singer should we approach, and he played me. He's remember Mayfield 4? They opened for him, of course, and he played me the song "Summer Girl," and I remember listening to the craziness that Myles was singing into that song and going, man, it would be powerful to have a singer with this range. And we called him up. I sent him demos and got on the phone with him, and he dug the demos, sang over them, and he flew in. What was it, January 2nd or something?
January 2nd, 2004. Yeah.
And then we played together and figured, this is definitely the right guy for the band. But if you really want to be in this band, you have to do the world's tallest free fall. So it's all on video.
It is.
Myles
there he goes.
He did the world's tallest free fall with me, and it was great. We'll never forget it.
Yeah, I didn't know for I don't know, first 2 months I didn't know if I was in the band. I just kept showing up to. It's like they haven't told me to go home yet. So it wasn't until the world's tallest free fall, which is I don't like heights very much. That sucks.
Not me either.
I was almost like, if this is what's going to get me in the band, you guys need to look for another singer.
Yeah, that's funny. I also have a podcast with Nicky Borg, the singer of Backyard Babies. And I'm kind of worried about him. I'm sure you heard the Taylor Swift album came out now a couple of days ago, and he's like the greatest Swiftie ever. And don't get me wrong, Taylor Swift is great, but it's kind of getting a little bit too frantic, too psycho. Like this weekend, he's been going to the cinema, watching the movie that's about the pre-production about the album. And not only Friday, but Saturday as well, which is kind of weird. So what should I tell him? How worried should I be?
That's interesting. What do you think brings this on? What is this fascination?
I have
with,
no
with
clue.
Taylor? I remember Taylor. You know, it's funny because I still think of her when we were making Blackbird, and I'll never forget working out. I was in the gym. We were getting ready to go before we went to the studio one. So this is in 2007. And said some came on the TV about some young teen, you know, like she was a teenager at the time. And I just said, teenage, you know, little did I know she'd be the biggest musical star in 20 years that maybe has ever been.
You know what's funny is our old manager, our first manager for Creed, posted a picture of a showcase of a bunch of local artists. There's maybe 30 local artists that were performing. And there's a little picture of young Taylor Swift there.
Oh, wow.
Like the young girl next door playing, you know, and I think he said in the post, he's like, man, I should have signed her.
Oh, man, yeah, right. I actually had the manager who was managing the Mayfield 4 in 2000 or so, they passed on Lincoln Park.
Oh,
like, ouch. Yeah.
There's tons of those stories.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys go to the end show with Black Sabbath?
No.
No, you weren't there?
Mm-mm.
But did you ever get to meet Ozzy?
Yeah.
How was it like?
You know, I got to do crew for Ozzy when I was in South Carolina. I was in college, and I remember going to the cafeteria, and there's a sign on the wall saying local crew sign up for the Ozzy Osbourne concert, and it was Alice in Chains and Sepultura as well. And of course, I'm signing it, but it was like 500 people already had signed up. And right when I was signing, a guy comes to take the thing off the thing. He's like, you know, somebody just canceled one of these first people that signed up if you want to get your name way higher. So I got the gig. I got to go on his bus and look at some footage of a new DVD that they're putting out. I never got to meet Zach, but Zach was one, you know, one of my heroes back and, you know, it's quite an experience.
Awesome.
Cool.
You Myles?
Yeah, I met him briefly. I toured with Slash the Conspirators. We toured, opened for Ozzy. I want to say like around 2010, 11, somewhere in there. And I just met him briefly. It seemed, you know, he's the legend that he is. That was definitely a huge loss. But what a legacy, man! Jeez, he did it all.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Now, I'm one of those guys who people get annoyed with during parties because I like to play games. And I know not everyone does that, but I don't care because I think it's fun. And usually people think it's fun. So I'm going to put you in different situations right now. And the only people you can call is a famous person or rock star in your phone book to help you out in these different situations.
All right.
Are you ready for the first situation?
A phone book or address book, like phone number, or just like you can have their email address?
You can have their email address.
All right.
Okay, so you're out hiking. You look up at the sky and enjoy the nice weather. But oh no, you fall down a crack. And the only way up is to climb. But as you look up, you see there's a mountain lying licking its mouth and waiting for you to come up. And the only way is up. Who do you call?
I'm calling Busta Rhymes.
You got Busta Rhymes?
I do.
What?
I do.
What? That's funny. and he will scare the mountain lion away.
The mountain lion will love his raps.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm totally at a loss right now. I mean, I would say. I mean, I probably, I'd want, if your mountain lion's coming, I probably want someone with some big guns to help, fight him off.
That's smart.
Or just incredible musical prowess
to
play something that would hauntingly make the mountain lion You know who I'd reach out to? John Paul Jones.
Oh,
I would have him play the opening to No Quarter, and maybe it would do some magic. It would create some magical.
that actually reminded me when I talked to David Coverdale, because he lives in the north of America, I guess, in the forest, and there was a bear in his kitchen. Oh. So he started singing and yelling at it, so it went away.
Really?
Yeah, because he was used to it. Apparently, there's a lot of bears.
Love that I'm feeling, and just takes.
Bear
Is this?
Fuck this shit.
I would like to see that. I love David Coverdale's voice, man. Like, what a great set of pipes.
Yeah, that's maybe why the Bears keeps coming back.
Probably.
Because he said it wasn't the first time.
Please sing to me again, David. Can you?
All right, second situation. You're just one chorus away from completing your masterpiece, and it's deadline day. But no, just as you're about to sing the last couple of lines, you lose your voice. Someone else has to sing the last part. Who do you call?
You want to go first this time?
Yeah, you know, I'd reach out to Jay Buchanan.
Jay Buchanan.
I'd say, come, yeah, I would love him to sing on something.
Huh?
Yeah, he's amazing.
I 100%, no questions asked, am calling King Diamond.
Right on.
King Diamond, yeah. Well, third situation. You and your spouse are invited to a royal wedding. Sadly, your wife gets the flu. Darn. But your wife tells you to bring some other woman because of, let's say, royal traditions. Who do you call?
This is a tricky
I'll call
one.
my friend Lizzie Hale.
Yeah, I was just going to say Lizzie. I was going to say Lizzie. Christina Scabia.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. You're playing in Stockholm and Exit next year, January 20th. I'm coming back to Sweden. What's like, because every country has their own specialties and uniqueness. Now you're back in Sweden again, you've been here plenty of times. Is there something that you enjoy here when you're here?
Yeah, I mean, last time I was here, I had my entire family here, so just
nice.
Sightseeing. At the time, it must have been summertime. The weather was perfect, and we went to the big museum across the bridge. I forget what it was called, but we walked around, and it's just a beautiful place, and we just got lucky with the weather.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. I mean, especially when the weather's nice, it's pretty stunning. I would say Swedish meatballs. Mark had Swedish meatballs last night, and I was looking at it very enviously. I don't eat meatballs, but it almost made me want to eat meatballs because it looks so enticing. You know what? This is interesting. I find that sushi's really good here.
Oh, really?
I never have bad luck with sushi. Why? Can you explain this to me? Why we're it's always great.
Colder water.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Get the salmon. It's always just so good.
Yeah, and you're also bringing Daughtry and Seven Dust to this tour, so it's going to be awesome. The album is out on the 9th of January. Great fucking album. I listened to it all week. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. Last time Myles was here, we were talking about one of your records. Was it AB? And you were watching Pug Puppies.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
AB3, the third Alter Bridge record.
AB3.
Yeah. Remember that? Remember when we'd have Brian take his laptop out and put it up, and he'd go to, and I think it was somebody's brendyspugs.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was just a little camera and a baby pug pen.
And a lot of our fans were like, I wish the band would write AB3 again. It's like, well, maybe
I know, right?
Maybe we have to pull up that site.
Bring the stream back.
That's a good idea. Next time.
Always a pleasure, guys. I'm looking forward to the show next year.
Right on.
And have a good time.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Rockklassiker.